Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to meet April and Devon. Hi folks.
Hello.
Hi, Bob.
And they are in a really nice ambulance. And so we're going to hear their story and find out all about them. So you're young folks. You're probably not retired, not on Social Security yet.
Nope.
I wouldn't think so. And so how did you end up, and you're full-time now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And how did you end up in traveling around full-time in an ambulance?
Well, we have been working for quite a few years in the Boston area, and just after a while, we really kind of came to discover that we wanted to see more of the U.S. We had done some extensive international traveling, and we really wanted to see more of our own country that we lived in. So what we want to do is arrange our lives in such a way that we could move into a vehicle, have our expenses be extremely low, and so that we could only work when we wanted to, and to further fund our travels. And so with the many resources online and YouTube videos and blogs and everything, there's just an abundance of information on how to get into a vehicle and what you need and how you should work and everything, and just really kind of do that, and putting all kind of like social pressures aside.
Yes, it's huge.
You know, that's also can be a barrier for some people as well. But if you want to live the life that you want to truly live, then, you know, being in an ambulance is really a great way to do it. It's good for us. It may not be the best choice for everyone, but it's been working out for us for almost 6 months.
So before we actually got this rig, we actually had a converted Ford cargo van, and someone else had built it out, and it was really beautiful. He did a great job. And what we discovered when we were taking it out on weekend trips throughout the New England area where we were living was that we needed something that we could stand up in. We had no idea how much we needed that, like especially with two of us in one space, in a small space. And we also just really wanted to build our own rig. You know, we wanted to kind of make our own space the way that we wanted to, and just that feeling of having made your own space, your own home. Yeah.
What were the pluses and minuses of the ambulance?
So, to me, one of the biggest pluses of having a vehicle like this is you've got tons of headroom. Like, I'm 5'2", Devon's 5'7"-ish, so we have tons of room. Like you can see how tall this is. The boxiness of it makes it easy to build in. Like if you want to make your own cabinets or something, it's very easy to do that. The other thing that's just wonderful about this vehicle is that all of the cabinetry and the overall structure is already there. So you can basically just kind of move in. Like, it's pretty much ready to go right away.
Yeah. So being a couple, you would have had to build a bed, but otherwise you could have just kind of moved right in.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I've seen lots of vans that people have built, and they had to build all their own cupboards and their own countertop, and make the ceiling and build the walls and just do all the stuff. And it's great, like, if you don't have the time, or if you don't have a workspace, or you don't have a lot of tools, it's a great way to have something that's a lot easier to just move into it, do whatever cosmetic changes that you want to. If you want to add in, cabinet doors, or you want to add in new lights or something, that there's a great opportunity and creative canvas in which to do that, but you don't have to.
You kind of built the van in a unique way. How did you go about it?
Yeah, so we owned this. We've owned this vehicle for about a year and a half, and we kind of worked on it on weekends. We were living in a very like a little apartment building in a very urban area, and there wasn't really a lot of space to do a lot of woodworking and such. So we bought it and just kind of took it to to Home Depot on the weekends and just work on it, like in the Home Depot parking lot. We would just literally pull in and just work on it there, like for the entire day. And then I would say probably spent about, I would say to do all of this, it took about 100 hours of work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And during just the course of the renovations, we would search for any type of lumber, any type of hardware that we could source, mainly free through friends or Craigslist. We would just search Facebook and get a lot of that stuff there. But the electrical components, we just bought them from various places online, and I think that's the beauty of the internet, just the blogs and the instructional YouTube videos. Even if you're not a carpentry or an electrical expert, the knowledge is out there. If you're seeking how to do something, you can do it, and through all those sources, it gave us the confidence to be able to build out the ambulance as to the way that we wanted to. And so I think with anybody kind of coming into this with any fear or trepidation on, oh, I'm not sure if I can do it, you can definitely do it. If we had the know-how and were able to do this, then pretty much anybody can do it.
Well, why don't you show us around and show us what you've done inside here?
Okay.
It's really, it's basically the way you bought it, except you've made it much, much nicer.
Yeah, so basically we just made these cupboard doors out of some IKEA bed slats. A friend of ours had an IKEA twin bed that they weren't using. We just got the bed slats and just sawed them down to the right length. We made some doors here, which I'll show you. Some, just like that. And then there's one here as well. I'll show you this. Just kind of opens up like that. Just really, really simple,
So the cabinet was already there, and you just took the old doors off and put on some nice ones.
Yeah, that's right. We have one here as well. We just have a little area for our spices and dry goods. So so this had the regular plexiglass cabinet door here. We actually just reused the piano hinges that were already there, and just made a new door, and that was it. There's also a cabinet over here. You'll see here some more storage spaces here that we just did. So see, the shelves are there. They were there in the same place when we moved in. Got storage down there as well for sauces and that kind of thing. And then so this countertop, we just glued down some oak planks there, sanded them down, finished them off with some mineral oil.
And all of this was here. You didn't build a thing. You just recovered it, resurfaced it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is fantastic, because it looks nice. It doesn't look like an industrial vehicle.
Right.
Looks like home.
Thank you.
And we've been extremely comfortable in here, and I quite often tell April that I feel extremely cozy in here, because it is our home, and we like to spend time in here at night, and if we're in areas where it's cooler out, it's a nice warm place to be.
So there's some more cabinets back here.
Yeah, plus this part folds up just to make an extra seat. So if you
wow,
want to do that, it actually just locks in there.
Wow,
so
that's
a nice thing. Great space. And for the floor, what we did was we actually just got a one of these mats, this black mat, made from recycled tires, and just went and had it cut down to fit, and that was a breeze. Just popped it in, and that was it.
Great. Yeah, it's very comfortable. It's easy to stand on. I like that.
Soft, yeah. So we just did that. We put on this stick-on tile. I just stuck that on there, and that was it. And we've got a little magnetic knife strip here, which works like a charm. The knives just stay up there pretty well. And then we've got this water filtration can, and just keep that refilled, and simple.
Just really
good. Very, very, very simple system. We definitely thought about putting in a sink and plumbing a sink and doing all that kind of stuff. But we really weren't sure if we would ever use it or need it. So far it's actually worked out fine to not have that. We just wash our dishes with like a vinegar sprayer and just keep clean that way. It's working out. Yeah.
And cooking, you must have a stove. You just get it up in and out.
Yeah, we have one of those instant pots, which is really, really nice. We got the small 3-quart variety, which is perfect for us and for the space. So we just run that with the solar, and it's just fine. We also have a 2-burner Coleman stove, which we sometimes use as well. So depending on what we want to do, we just do that.
And how much solar do you have?
So we have 800 watts of solar. We decided to just kind of really go for the gold on the solar, and
that's the goal.
Right. We decided, hey, we might as well just kind of splurge on this.
Right.
We're using reclaimed wood and everything. We'll spend on solar. So we have 4 200-watt panels, and we just screw them right into the roof. Yeah.
And for a battery bank, we have 300 amp hours.
That's a big battery bank.
Lithium batteries. We were trying to decide where to store all the electrical components and all the solar components. And this cabinet here is where the paramedics stored all the medications and the drugs for the patients. And so this was really the perfect place to store all the electrical components. So,
oh, nice. Nice job.
In our whole solar system right here.
Very neat.
We drilled a hole in the roof and ran the wires from the solar panels down here into the charge controller. And we just wired up the batteries and all the disconnects and the fuses and the breakers right here. And this is our inverter, which supplies all of our AC power for the Instant Pot and the hot water kettle. And so far, with almost 6 months, this has given us no problems at all. We've never ran into a bad situation at all.
No, that's a fantastic. All the components are good. Looks like you put it in there very, very well.
Thank you.
That's a really good system. And so basically up front, you just have more cabinets, and you left that chair. You got a very comfortable space.
And right here, we have an outside storage compartment where we have a 40-pound propane tank. And so that's where the oxygen bottles used to be stored. So we have a propane tank here, and we just run a hose in from that door to run our heater and or our Coleman propane stove. And we have a catalytic wave 3 Olympian heater, which works quite well in the cooler temperatures.
And so the one thing you really had to build was a bed.
Yes.
Because as a couple, you could have just moved in with if a single person.
That's right. Yeah. So we have kind of thought about different places where we could put the bed. Some people like what we did, just kind of put it where the original bench was in the ambulance.
So this came as a big bench.
Yeah. So we definitely were considering other options, like, you could put it in the back of the ambulance and have it kind of like a freestanding bed that you don't have to pull in and out. But we actually really like to have the extra floor space of having this style of bed. So we went with this, and it's worked out great. What we did with our mattress is we had this 8-inch memory foam mattress. We had it in a queen size bed, and so we just use a bread knife and just slice it down to size, and that's actually worked out really well. You can fold it up like this into a couch if you want to, and I can just show you actually just one side if you want. Sliding it out. So actually this side is a little easier to show. So this slides out like
slats.
Like so.
You said
so,
that.
Yeah. So fully pulled out. It actually comes out to there. So it's like a 52-inch wide bed. So it's really easy to use, and it's just worked out extremely well. It's super comfortable, and the other nice thing is that in the original bench there was actually storage underneath, so we actually still use that for things like snowshoes and more seasonal things that we want to have tucked away most of the time. So we just use this for our toiletries
stuff.
you know, towels and this and that. So
2 people in the van,
see?
you know, you got a lot of stuff.
yeah, you know. So yeah, that just works out really well. We installed a Max Air fan too, as you'll see right here. I can just show you that. We just, you know, just put that in and it works really, really well.
Well, you guys may not have had a lot of carpentry skill before, but you do now. Or electrical skill. You've really mastered these things.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks.
I see you do have a big fridge, and beside it, something very, very important.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
The 2 most important things a Nomad can have.
Exactly.
So right here, this is our 12-volt Dometic fridge, and it's 65 quarts, and it works amazingly well for us to store whatever we need for eating and or drinking.
Yeah. So we actually bought a slide out like little rack
Oh,
there.
uh-huh.
I want to show them the rack. It's
yeah.
really really handy. It's almost like the space was made for this.
Yeah.
It's right. It's like
Slides
perfectly
right down,
right in
yeah.
there.
Opens
And
right
you
up.
know, Costco, whatever.
Yeah, that's a
So,
big one.
yeah.
Big fridge.
Yeah, we're constantly making things. We love to cook our own meals, so that's really fun. And yeah, we just have storage, random, you know, paper towels and stuff in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I see a 5-gallon bucket. I wonder what
yeah.
you use that for.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So mainly, you know, when we're in various areas where you can't find a traditional bathroom, we use that for, you know, the purposes that, you know, it can be intended for.
Right. And among the Nomad community, we know that purpose.
Exactly.
And so, how about showering? That's one thing. You didn't put in a shower. So, what do you do there?
So we've got a Planet Fitness membership,
Mm-hmm.
$20 a month for both of us, which is really good. I
Really
mean,
good.
That's an amazing deal.
It
Right?
is.
So we just do that. They're everywhere. We've never had any problems with doing that. Works out.
And also in one of the outside compartments, we have a 2-gallon garden weed sprayer that we converted. We put a kitchen side spray nozzle on, and so we can also use that as a shower if we're out on BLM land or other type of land where we can just kind of use the outside area for a shower, and we can just rinse ourselves off and have a refreshing shower outside, and that works extremely well.
Nice. Well, why don't we go outside and take a look? I know one of the great things about these ambulances is you get a huge amount of outside storage.
So here we have a propane tank in the back. We've got extra firewood, a diesel tank too, just in case we need to carry extra diesel. Roof scraper and all that. Tons of room for wood. Here we have our 28-gallon water tank. So
that is unique.
Yeah, so this we actually got on eBay. This is usually used for wine, fermenting wine. So we just got it and we're like, oh, it's great. It's got a little spigot down there at the bottom. So we just use that to fill our 5-gallon jerry can, and it just is really, really simple.
So it's perfect, and you probably got it real cheap.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have that and various, car items there, diesel additives, the works. Cardboard used in fires and various other things like that. That's our weed sprayer there. Which, a hose for extra water,
And you're carrying bikes just because you're adventurous people.
Yeah, we love these. We got this tilting bike rack. It's like a Saris bike rack, so it's kind of nice. You can just move it back like this, so you can still use the back doors. Yeah. So this is our other kind of main storage compartment.
The stuff of life.
The cello. That's my love.
Not everyone has a cello in their van.
Right. Yeah.
That says a lot about the size of your van that you can carry a cello.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely thought about it a lot, whether or not I should, bring it, because I'm like, oh, it's really fragile and it's huge, and there are road bumps, and so. But what I found was that because the ambulance suspension is like relatively squashy. Like it actually works out really, really well. The strings have stayed in tune the entire time, which is wonderful. Plus, I also added these R7 boards here and there because then it'll keep those it'll protect it from the hot doors.
And so you got an diesel engine in this one.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, and so what we were looking for as through the course of my research, I found there were various iterations of the diesel engine, and the best diesel that I found in my research was the 7.3 power stroke diesel. And so this is a 2002 Ford E450, and through numerous reports, people have said that the 7.3 diesel lasts well over 500,000 miles. And so we were specifically looking for that engine in this vehicle, and we've been extremely pleased just through routine maintenance. And it's an 18-year-old vehicle, so we had to have some stuff replaced, and just normal wear and tear, things go out. And we've been extremely fortunate to find some really amazing mechanics through other travels, and they've been able to fix these issues, and we've been on our way. We just recently were in Tucson getting some work done, and that will allow us to make the drive all the way up to Alaska, and we're extremely confident in the capabilities of this vehicle.
Yeah, you were told right. The 7.3 is probably one of the best diesel engines ever made. It's just a fantastic engine. It really should last you a long, long time. One thing I like to ask people is, were you ever afraid? Before you started out, I bet a lot of your friends and family said, it's too dangerous, you can't do this. Did you have any fear?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's a short and simple answer.
For me, there were several things. I was concerned that we might be lonely. And I thought, oh man, we're just going to be out there in the middle of nowhere on some BLM land, and we're just going to miss our old life. We're not going to be able to make any new friends. And I have found that to be absolutely not true. Keeping up with our old friends has not been hard. There's Facebook, email, calling. That's been very easy. Making new friends has been, I don't know, I had no idea how many different people we would meet.
Yeah, I think for me, some of it was the fear of the unknown. I had been living in the Boston area for a little over 20 years. My background is in IT, so I had various IT-related jobs in the Boston area, and that was pretty much like all I had known, was living in an apartment with roommates or being married and doing that sort of life. And so I knew, just based upon what I had read and heard via video, that kind of like the nomadic vehicle dwelling lifestyle was exciting and adventurous, but having never experienced that before, I had no idea what it would be like. And so just getting out here, we've definitely pushed ourselves outside of our normal comfort zone. But I believe that has been all for the better. And, it's definitely really enhanced our relationship as well. Being married, we have to rely on each other on a daily basis. And, seeing as we're living in such a small space, in such close proximity to each other, any sort of disagreements or any sort of squabbles that we may have, we have to resolve those fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And, I think it enhances our communication and just the way that we relate to each other, and also just understanding each other, understanding where each other is coming from and how different one experience, I may perceive it in one way, and April experiences it in a completely different way. And I think that's also, that's been tremendously helpful.
Another kind of big fear that I had was just money, like the day-to-day cost of things. Oh, how much is this going to really cost, like in a day-to-day manner, a real life, car, breakdowns and different things like that. And what I found was that there is such a huge abundance of seasonal work, because neither of us has an online job. Like I know lots of people are like digital nomads and they can just do that, but we currently don't have haven't found an opportunity like that, and so I wasn't sure what the other types of opportunities would be like. And what we have found is that especially on Coolworks and work camper, those are really, really great resources, and we've actually found that there are actually a wider variety of jobs and different types of work than I would have ever thought.
So this is something I hear all the time. People worry that there's bad blood in there, either physically, like an AIDS virus or hepatitis, or ghosts. People have certainly died in there, you would think. So how does that impact you?
Yeah, so great question. That was definitely something that I was a little bit leery about, especially like, latent viruses and that kind of thing. I was really, like, oh, is this going to be clean? Are we going to be able to actually clean this thing enough that it will be a safe environment for us? So I talked to my friends who are, microbiologists and people who work in these kinds of fields, and what they all told me was, hey April, a virus has to have a host. So if it doesn't have a host and it's been 2, 3, 4 years, no problem. Just get in there and clean, and you're totally fine.
And just thinking about the whole aspect of maybe negative energy or people, and people may have died in there or whatever. The way that we think about it is like, how many lives has this vehicle saved responding to accidents or whatever sort of trauma? And the people, the heroes that have worked in this rig to save people's lives. And I don't think that most people may not die until they actually get to a hospital or in the hospital. And just thinking about that, and I know that a lot of people believe in the spiritual world around them, and we just like to put our positive energy and our positive vibes out there in what we're doing.
Well, Devon and April, thank you so much for sharing your home and your lives and your philosophy with us. It's really wonderful. I know a lot of people are going to be inspired and see themselves in it. And if they can do it, I can do it. And that's really the truth. Thank you.
Super. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, thank you
really
for this
great.
opportunity
Yeah.
to talk with us and to be able to show our rig and to share a story.
Great. So there you have it, folks. If you got anything out of this video, and I know you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.